I've been a fan of the Viper V3 Pro since its release, but there's one mouse I've tried to avoid the most, and that's its predecessor, Viper V3 HyperSpeed. I had never tried it though, so I guess now it's the time to do so. At first glance, the only noticeable differences are DPI button on the top versus the bottom, shape of the skates, and sensor position. But inspecting it further reveals mechanical switches and a small compartment at the bottom, which not only houses the receiver, but also a slot for AA battery. To be honest, I was quite surprised by how similar yet different they are. Let's compare the two and see what differences we can find. Starting with the first noticeable difference, switches. These being mechanical means they feel quite a bit better, clickier and snappier than the opticals in the Pro. Pre and post travel are very much the same. Scroll wheel also feels the same, nice and defined, easily clickable. Side buttons are the same with only slight pre and no post travel. But the second really big difference is the skate size. HyperSpeed uses way smaller skates, which means a lot less friction, which could be both good and a bad thing. But one thing's for certain, and that's that the skates are awesome. They glide well, are rounded, and also thick enough so they don't feel scratchy at all. Shape is identical, fits almost any grip style depending on your hand size, and both are using nice rubberized coating, which helps with maintaining a solid grip. Until now, these differences were very subtle, but now it's time for the two big ones, being sensor position and weight. As you can see, the sensor is positioned pretty far towards the front, which meant that using the mouse felt faster than I was used to. At first, I thought this could be a deal breaker, but I found the sensor position to be absolutely okay, and after a few hours of gaming and adjustment, I wouldn't say it mattered much. What at least for me mattered more was the weight. At stock, the weight difference is almost 30 grams, which is absolutely ridiculous. The mouse felt like a brick, and in this state I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. However, solution to this was using a small piece of aluminum foil and a AAA lithium battery, which brought it to reasonable 68 grams. It wasn't the Pro's 54, but 68 was very reasonable. After that, using the mouse felt fine. It being a quality product, it worked flawlessly. Using it was a breeze, and even though it uses batteries, you can still upgrade it to high pulling with the Razer's hyper pulling dongle. Yes, it's additional money, but if you're actually considering this mouse, I would say it's worth it. Speaking of being worth it, this mouse costs 80 euros, which is a bit steeper than I would like it to be, but considering the internals and the build quality, it isn't a bad product. Yes, you can find better mice, especially at discounted prices for the price of the Viper V3 HyperSpeed. But if you don't mind the weight or are specifically looking for a decent battery-powered mouse, I won't steer you away from this one. If you like the video, like and subscribe would be appreciated. Here is another one, and I'll see you again next Friday. Bye!